David Begnaud is in Houston on a boat as a rescue effort appears to be underway. He's joining us via webcam. David, tell us what's happening around you.
All right, so we're in the Fleetwood subdivision in the west part of Houston, and the water has come up here just in the last 3 hours quite dramatically. We're on a boat with civilian Samaritans. That man right there, his name is Truett Allen. He's knocking on the front door because a woman in the top window there was just yelling help. Moments ago, they rescued Laura Blinton, whose birthday is today. Wow. Ms. Blinton, how much water is in your home?
About a foot.
About a foot in the house. And it is your birthday, I might add.
Yes.
Do you regret not leaving sooner?
Yes. No, I don't know. I didn't think it would be this bad. I've lived here for years.
Yeah.
And it's never done this.
It's never done this.
Never.
Look, when you take a look around, so these people who are walking out right there, the water is at least waist deep. I'm going to take you into the home. So we have our waders on. Stand by. Ms. Blinton, yep, hang on. We'll be right back. There comes a certain point in reporting in a situation like this where you're not only allowed to report, but you got to help. That's the expectation if you're going to tag along to document. So the guys here are knocking on the front door. The lady was upstairs when they heard her yelling for help. So you can tell there's probably 2, maybe 3 feet of water here. And again, she was yelling from the top window of the home, help. And when the civilian Samaritans here, who we were tagging along with, rescued Miss Laura in her home, they said, before we go back to land to drop her off, we're going to see if anybody else needs any help. And sure enough, we heard this woman yelling. This area in the west side of Houston is not very far from downtown. Oh, wait, here, the door is opening. Here we go. So it looks like we have 2 people inside. Hi there.
Glad to be getting out of here.
Laura, what's your name, ma'am?
Yeah.
Sandra, how long have you been waiting for help?
We just decided to move about an hour ago.
Okay, all right. Are you with her, sir? Okay, cool. You're coming out too? Is there anybody in there who needs help? Okay. Wow. You can see how much water is in here. When did it start moving in the door?
Probably last night. Came in truck from here.
Wow, everything. You know, we were actually heading in the west part of Houston, just following emergency crews around. We saw a number of ambulances, and we drove past the subdivision, and what we saw were young children with their parents who were coming out. In fact, some parents with young children just put floaties on them and took them in their pajamas, and that's how they got in the boat. So, Errol, I mean, this is, you know, to say it's a fluid situation is an understatement. You can see how much water is in this subdivision. Miss Laura just said earlier she regrets not leaving sooner, but the bottom line is other people have told us it came up a lot faster than they thought it would. So again, this is happening in the Fleetwood subdivision of West Houston right now. There are FEMA search and rescue teams. I don't know if you can see in the distance right there. There are 2 other boats. Houston Fire Department is here, but I can't say enough for the civilian Samaritans who are here. I mean, these guys on the boat right here, they have nothing to do with this neighborhood and nothing to do with emergency management. They simply heard the call from Houston officials to come and help out, and they said, you know what? We're on our way.
And David, it appears that these civilian Samaritans, as you describe them, are what are making the real difference in Houston right now. The governor has finally activated the entire 12,000-strong force National Guard after having only 3,000 of them available. But for these folks now who are being rescued, what next? Where do they go?
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's ask Miss Laura. Where are you going to go? I know you were telling me you were trying to get your husband's ashes out of your house. Were you able to grab them? So the ashes are still inside. Okay. Do you? Where are you going to go?
Brandon and I don't know. JR called me and said they were picking up.
Okay, so you have some friends who are going to. Okay, gotcha.
David, how has she been able to stay in that home? It was your cameraman, who appeared to be about 6 foot tall, was waist high to him. She seems significantly shorter than him. How was she able to stay in that house so long?
So my colleague in New York is asking, how were you able to stay in the home as long as you did? I mean, clearly the water was nearly hip deep for you.
No, I was upstairs.
Oh, you were upstairs. Okay.
The whole time.
Had you called 911?
No.
No. Okay.
My friend and I have been back and forth about what I should do. I didn't know what to do.
But how did you know these? I mean, you don't know these guys, so how did you know someone would come?
Well, my best friend, who lives in Mineral Pickett, is staying at their house.
I see. Rena, you see this gentleman in the Sea-Doo up ahead. The rain is falling at a really heavy clip here. I mean, it has not let up all day. I've been up since 2 a.m. this morning and on the air since about 5 a.m. local time, and we haven't had a break in it yet. So you see these folks right here floating in little beach tubes, and here comes another boat. Here comes another boat with people. I'm not sure those appear to be all rescuers. Again, we did see a FEMA boat here. That was the first that I had seen. But look around. Every home in this subdivision has water in it. Every home.
Wow.
Cars are flooded. Again, we have seen lots of families, young children. I interviewed a family who moved here from France 2 months ago. They've been living here 2 months, and they said this was their second flood. That tells you how much Houston flooded. But that family with kids, all 3 kids were under the age of 10, I'd say.
It's incredible, David.
Do you know where you guys are going, buddy?
One of my dads.
Okay, going to your dad's. All right. Good. All right, guys, that's the status from here right now. The good news is we don't have any reports of injuries, but
great.
Lots of evacuations happening right now.
Well, David, it's fascinating. We want you to save the battery on your phone because this is of course a catastrophic disaster you are in the middle of, and everyone watching CBSN at this moment, you experienced it live as we watched with our correspondent David Begnaud as people were rescued from their home in this suburb inside Houston. They don't know where they'll go, perhaps a relative's home, perhaps a relief agency location, as these good Samaritans just volunteer their time in their boat to save people.